And welcome back to Dragon Ball Z What If? What if Yamcha was a Saiyan? Last time on the Dragon Ball Z What If? Yamcha, Goku, and Piccolo were facing off against Raditz, who was surprised in just how powerful Yamcha and Goku had become on the planet. Now, that said, they still aren't stronger than Raditz himself. Raditz is still almost twice as strong as Goku and 3 times stronger than Yamcha, with him being, as strong as he is against Piccolo. But given how well we saw Goku and Piccolo fare against Raditz in the original, despite their vastly different power levels, I think here you'll see them put up a much better fight, particularly because Yamcha and Goku have actually been training together over the years, so they can fight in tandem pretty well with each other. Add on the fact they got the same tenacity, and they're able to actually give Raditz a very solid fight. Raditz is definitely taken back a bit. Piccolo even says after trying to help and getting injured that he has a technique that should be able to put this guy down. He just needs time to charge it. So Yamcha and Goku are doing their best to tag team Raditz. Unfortunately, it just isn't quite enough, and they are starting to get pushed back, and ultimately Yamcha gets piled onto the ground, and Goku just is getting overwhelmed by his brother just as he gets thrown to the ground, and Piccolo's like, I need more time. Oh, damn it, I need more time. What do you think you're doing, Namekian? What? And then the power level starts to skyrocket from the pod that he took on, and Gohan says, leave my daddy alone! And then there's Gohan's power, higher than it is in the original, I should add, because he actually has been able to train with Goku and Yamcha a little bit. Nothing serious, but a little bit. But that little bit is enough. Like, his base power, instead of like the 724, is probably more like an 810 or something like that, which means, just doing the math, it nearly doubled when he lost his temper. You're looking at probably the same power as Raditz. So when he clashes into Raditz, he pretty much completely cracks his armor to the point where it falls off. His ribs are broken. He's just, you little bastard! And then all of a sudden, Raditz can't move. Excuse me, I burped. Raditz can't move as he looks down. Just what? It's like, you think you're going somewhere, Raditz? Fat chance. As Yamcha's there, kind of still trying to get up. He's beaten to a pulp, but he's like, no way I'm letting you take my nephew. Nephew? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you get it, Uncle Yamcha. I got it, but Goku, Piccolo, do it! No, please, wait, Kakarot. You don't have to do this, please. I apologize. Just don't do this. And unfortunately, it's like, Goku, don't you even... Well, but I mean, he's still technically my brother. I might not know him very well, but he's my brother. Maybe we can do something. Yes, please. I'm sorry. I will disappear. I'll never return. Just please don't kill me. He's like, Goku, don't. Yamcha, let him go. Damn it, Goku. I'm not doing that. Let him go, Yamcha, now. Damn it, please. And then he lets go. Raditz takes a minute to recoup. Then poof, smacks Yamcha. Did you really think you were going to... Do you think I was going to reform like that, Kakarot? The time on this planet has made you both weak, soft, gullible. Well, unfortunately for my... not to speak ill, but I'm going to have to purge the bloodline. Sorry, mother. Sorry, father. And just comes in and beating on Goku again. This time, however, it's Goku who gets him by the tail, except this time, when he gets him by the tail, he immediately... Raditz goes to the ground, but goes like, no, you're not making... I'm making sure you don't go anywhere. He actually hoists up Yamcha in the full Nelson, but is while holding his tail. He's like, what are you... No, Kakarot's like, do it, Piccolo! Do it! Wait, Piccolo, you heard him. A special beam cannon or Masenkapo! And just... Goku! And then, obviously, both Goku and Raditz drop. And Raditz is now just like... yeah, we can just... And it's Krill and the gang goes, Goku! Goku! Well, it's this is over. It's not over. The others, Vegeta, Nappa, they dwarf me in power. They'll come. And then you'll see how inferior this whole, or our house, meeting this whole endeavor was. And so I was like, don't worry, guys. We can use the Dragon Balls. We can bring Goku back with the Dragon Balls. Yeah, we haven't brought him back yet. Good work. And his daddy, and Gohan's just, looking over his dad. Yeah, he's like, I'll be back, Gohan. Don't worry. Just look after your mom for me, okay? And Gohan just cries, don't worry, Gohan. As they give Yamcha a Senzu bean, Piccolo regrows his arm. And Piccolo regrows his arm. Will, don't worry, your dad's gonna be back, okay, buddy? And they see Goku's body phase, like, so it seems Kami has other plans for Goku after all. That kid. And he goes basically to go to Gohan, but Yamcha just stands in his way. You should note, Yamcha would have gotten a Zenkai in this situation. He got the crap kicked out of him. Even though he put up a good fight, he got the crap kicked out of him in this fight. My best guess for where the Zenkai would be, a quarter to a third, roughly speaking. You're looking at, let's say an even. Well, it is an even number actually. Even 650. He's not. He doesn't double. He doesn't even go like a full half 50%. But he gets roughly that third to 25%, somewhere in that neighborhood. So 650, which means again, he's not just stronger than Piccolo. He was already stronger than Piccolo. Here, he's way stronger than Piccolo. He will completely wreck Piccolo's shit if he had to. Piccolo. That boy has a lot of potential in him. I want to use that. I'm going to train the boy. I can train him just fine, Piccolo. Piccolo, you sure about that? If Kami took Goku for a reason, then he's probably going to go after you losers as well. The loser I see is the guy who lost his arm here. Piccolo just... But Piccolo also can sense Yamcha's power, just as Yamcha can sense his. And he's not stupid. He can tell Yamcha is stronger than him. By the way, I love the fact that we are now in a scenario where Yamcha is actually the second strongest Z fighter around. There was actually a point, until Goku was brought back to life, he was the third strongest. But he was actually at one point in the Saiyan arc, he was like the third strongest. Base-wise, he was almost as strong as Krillin. Well, no, he's actually... I take that back. He was still always weaker than Krillin when we actually realized what Krillin's base actually was. Weaker than Tien. Yeah, so, take it for what's worth. Anyway, so what's it going to be? And then Kami actually said, Yamcha, it's all right. The boy will be safe under Piccolo's guidance. You actually chiming in for old man, please. You're not seriously. And Yamcha just looks at him like, just looks at where Goku was. You sure about this? You sure about this, Kami? I can't let anything happen to Gohan, man. He's my best friend's kid. And what will Chi-Chi say? It's like, well, tell her the truth, and basically tell her that it's important the boy be trained. Tell her that what needs to be done. It's like, she's not gonna like this. Tell you what, buddy, Goku was my best friend too. And I'll break the news, and we know it was Krillin who broke the news. Hypothetically speaking, if someone told you that your husband died, your son was kidnapped by an alien warlord, what would you do? Oh, I'd probably castrate the messenger on site. Why do you ask? No reason, just hypothetically. Would you like to stay tonight? Against my better judgment, yes. So ultimately, Kami does, or Piccolo does take Gohan, and basically now trains him as he does. Piccolo, unfortunately, I don't think grows any stronger. Piccolo will be about the same strength. It's Goku and Yamcha, and to some extent Z fighters whose training is a little bit more hard to pin down. We know Goku is around 800 in this version. And then when you do the math, he took almost a 20 times multiplier on King Kai's planet. I think that's still reasonable to make that assumption. He takes about a 10 times multiplier on King Kai's planet. I think that's reasonable. Or 20 times multiplier on King Kai's planet. I think that's reasonable, which would put him at base Vegeta numbers. I also think he can actually handle once you get into the tens of thousands, I think Goku's training puts him at a level where he can actually handle like the next level of Kaioken. And what I mean by that is his safe limit was the ×2 when he first showed up. He could do a triple, but it harmed his body, and 4 nearly destroyed him. Just basically bump all those up. Triple is his safe maximum, is his safe point, and he can max it out to a 5 if he has to, which puts him at a pretty strong level of power, actually. But I'm sounding still like a little bit like puts him at a pretty strong level of power, actually. Seriously, guys, I mean, Goku is insane. So yeah, 16 grand. Yamcha and the rest of the Z-Fighters are a little bit harder to put down. Yamcha is the strongest one by a good margin. Even the second strongest Tien is, even if he did get a little stronger compared to, based on how strong Yamcha and Goku were, not that that's saying much, he wouldn't be still anywhere near as strong as Yamcha. Yamcha's still more than twice as strong as him, 3 times stronger than Krillin. And we just don't know where Chaozu was. Because Krillin is stronger, Yamcha is stronger, he is able to train harder and therefore help the others train harder as well. Based on the I don't have my power level book in front of me, but if I remember correctly, 177 going into 1,477. He, roughly speaking, took a near 8 times or a little over an 8 times multiplier. Now, he was relative to the others, though, so they are all able to increase on general rates. I think he's able to push himself harder in the pendulum room and therefore help push the others harder when they're sparring. I will say this. I think all the others, everyone else gets another multiplier on top. So basically, add their current power level, Krill's 201 and Tien's 250, and whatever Chaozu's is. We'll get round Chaozu up to a nice even 800. How about that? I think you would get Tien now basically past the 2,000 marker, not by a lot, but like 2,080. We'll round up to 2,100 for even math. Krillin would be then at, roughly speaking, around 1,700. When he maxes out his power, it's around 2,000. Like I said, Chaozu's at 8. And then Yamcha's the real, because Yamcha is not going to progress the same way. He's not going to get an 8 times multiplier. I don't see that happening. However, I think between the Senkai's pushing himself, I think a reasonable half that is more than reasonable here. I think a 5 times or 4 times multiplier, maybe even pushing to a 5 times, is a reasonable number, especially putting him at 650. So let's say a 4 times multiplier overall, which does put him at 2,500, or actually 2,600, which puts him as the second strongest Z-Fighter. Piccolo did now surpass him, but he is able to hold his own when him and Piccolo go toe-to-toe with Nappa later, which they do. You have the Cybermen come out and try to blow out Yamcha, but Yamcha's way too fast and strong for that, so he just takes out the Cybermen pretty quick. Gohan's probably actually, as they say in the dub, the kid's batting 1,000. I think he actually is batting 1,000 here, whereas he was batting like 9 here. I think he's like batting like 1,100. Pardon. Oh, I apologize for that. That just came out of nowhere. So, yeah, when we saw when Krillin and Piccolo used the multiform, they were not able to get very far because they had to divide their power levels doing that. Likewise, Tien still, Chaozu dies, Tien dies, still he maxes out his power. Yamcha and Piccolo are both doing their damnedest, and because he's a Saiyan, also he can still get the rage boost. It's just not as effective as someone like Gohan's. So Krillin gets knocked down. Yamcha gets put into the ground ultimately because if a 500 difference in power means that Piccolo still gets his teeth kicked in, a 1,400 level difference. I still don't get how is the Piccolo and Nappa were that close together, but so different in terms of how it's portrayed on screen. That made no sense to me. Still doesn't. But Gohan ultimately, Krillin gets put into, both Yamcha and Krillin get put into the ground. Krillin tries to destructo disc, and he only takes off his head. Goku rages out, probably goes over 3,000. Nothing, unfortunately, helps out with that. And now you're left with Piccolo going to defend Gohan, takes his life. Krillin and Yamcha are both there, and they're just like struggling. Yamcha's able to get up a little bit. He is barely able to get up. He's like just standing up, just getting ready for the end, honestly, at this point. He's just getting ready for his final attack. And he's, at this point, because Yamcha has continued to train, I can imagine he has combined, learned new like, for instance, I could see him using a key version of the Wolf Fang Fist, like, igniting his hands in, ki blasts. And just, Wolfang, it's like, Kame, Wolfang Kamehameha! Like, something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Like, he's doing his last ditch technique, and all of a sudden they sense Goku's power. Now, Goku's full power was 8,000. Well, it's over 8,000. Let's say 8,000, but they only registered 5,000 of that. Goku was suppressing nearly half his power. He was suppressing 3/8, which, doing the maths in my head real quick, let's see, 4,000 would be half, that's 50%, 12, he was suppressing about 37.5% of his power. So not that it's very much, it's just fun math to do. When they get the scouters there, let's see here, we can actually backtrack on that pretty quick. Half would be that, would be 8,000, 2,000, so actually, they read a power level of 10,000. What? 10,000? 10,000? It's 10,000. And then, Goku's like, I'm sorry, guys. Hey, Goku, Piccolo, no! Sorry, we tried, Goku. Dad. It's okay, guys. And Goku just disappears and gets in all Senzu beans. Gohan gets a Zenkai. We know he was at 15. Let's put him at 16 for when Namek Saga comes around. Although he did actually get beat up twice, so he might actually gotten 2 Zenkais at that point. But so we'll say when Namek Saga rolls around, he's at 16. How about that? Yamcha, though, would also get a Zenkai, and I think he gets a pretty nice Zenkai here. Like, almost a full, he's almost at Nappa's base at this point now, the 4,000. We know 4,000 wasn't Nappa's full power because he powered up against Goku and evened out the playing field. That's why if you ever hear me say Nappa's power is 7,500, that makes sense. Goku was still stronger, but Nappa really closed the gap. And we know he powered up. So he's nearly, let's just say the 39,000. Or 3,900. And then Goku and Krillin is healed up. Goku powers up this full. What's this guy's? It's 16,000. You know what? That's as strong as you, Vegeta. How is that possible? You don't want any of this. And then he just starts to beat on Nappa. It's like, I'm gonna. And then he just, and as Nappa finally gets serious, it doesn't matter because Goku's so much stronger than him, over twice as strong as him. But it doesn't matter as he tries to blast at Krillin and Gohan. Goku just immediately gets in the way, just boom, checks him, gut checks him, and then just boom, throws him up in the air, then breaks his back. Vegeta, please help me. Remember the bug planet, Vegeta? Huh? Remember? Huh? And then just kills Vegeta. And then obviously Vegeta just kills Nappa. It's like, there's few, and then let's take this somewhere. Let's take this somewhere else. Fine, but your funeral, Kakarot. I admit you're impressive. Perhaps my scout is malfunctioning, perhaps it's not. To think there'd be another warrior as strong as me out there. Even a low class like you should be honored that you've been able to reach such status, Kakarot. But you had to work hard for it, didn't you? I was born with this potential. For you see, I am the prince of all Saiyans, a super elite. You are low class who lucked out and managed to reach a height of excellence. But this, just because you're as strong as my suppressed power, does not mean you can match my full power. Then it's absurd, and he just powers up. By the way, I always found that weird that his suppressed was 1,600, but his full power is only 2,000 more. Like, why was he keeping that suppressed? I don't know. And, Goku senses it, and Goku's like, you are a bit stronger than me. Guess that's going to just make this a bit more fun. For me, that is. And they go toe-to-toe, and they're going back and forth. And it's a pretty even fight, honestly. Goku is on the losing side of it, mind you. But it isn't by a very large stretch. It's only 2,000 difference. As you get higher in power levels, small differences, no matter how big they look, clearly don't mean as much. So, but Goku is still losing, so he eventually has to put it on the Kaioken. And Vegeta's just like, it's over! Kaioken! Just gets gut checked by Goku. I always like that term, gut check. Gut check, man. Goku's digging it right into his solar plexus. Knocks the wind at him. Just Goku's boom, boom, boom! Just ragdolling him across the battlefield. He's only using base Kaioken because that's 16 grand. He's way stronger than Vegeta at this point. Now eclipsing him. So at 24,000 versus 18,000. They're just going back and he's just going back and back. And now, and Goku's just to prove the point. Kaioken times 2! And then just Kaioken times 2, and now he's at 32,000. Vegeta just can't keep up. He is getting his teeth kicked in. Ultimately gets thrown into that, crevice, not crevice, that stone boulder thing. He gets thrown into that. And, he's just coughing up blood, just, where did I go wrong here? I will not be made a fool, Kakarot! I will waste this whole planet! Vegeta, don't do it! Say goodbye! God! Goku just powers up. Kame! We gotta get out of here, guys! And they clash. And Goku just puts on the Kaioken, and he's overwhelming. And he is overwhelming him, because Kaioken times 4 at that point would be 32. He's just got times 2 on. It's the same thing. And he just overwhelms. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable! And unfortunately, Vegeta also knows, I'll just turn into... No, I can't even turn into the Ozaru. Damn him, he's already almost as strong as I am. Then there's still that other Saiyan, that Yamcha fool. Vegeta's like, I can't... Vegeta has to now make the choice. Do I keep staying and fight? Do I go into my ape form? I know I can control my ape form. Can they? That might be my edge. Maybe that's what I'll have to do. And you really... And all of a sudden, they sense the power increase. It's like, well, he's up there scheming. It's like, what is he? No, his power. Damn it, Goku, he's turning into an ape. It's like, what, an ape? Oh, no. Goku, how was your... he looks at it and says, how are you on that? It's like, I wouldn't be... at best, I'll be able to know not to kill Krillin and Gohan. That's about it. So you, same. Because it's the one thing they really haven't been able to train with is their Ozaru forms. So they know at this point they can at least, minimum, identify friend from foe. That's about all they can do at this point. So it's like, well, options. This is a good. We might be able to stop it if we double team him. Take off his tail. Yeah, that's right. That Kaioken technique. That's great. How high can you get? How far can you use it? I might be able to push it to a times 5, but the problem is if I put my safe zone is 3, but I might be able to push it to a times 5 without killing myself. What? Puts a lot of strain on my body. If I push too hard, I could end up ripping my body to shreds. But not like we have much choice. You ready, Goku? I'll set him up if you take him down. Right. Get ready to die, you two! Vegeta just comes through the clouds. Solar flip! Kaioken times 5! And Goku immediately feels just his muscles tearing. Like, at least he did it gradually to his body to accepting it. He goes to Kaioken times 1, 2, and 3 immediately, a safe point that he knows. And he just goes, 4, 5! And just bum rushes, just boom! Just straight into to the diaphragm. Because he's such a big target, just Yamcha! And I don't know the name of the technique, the ball of energy that he can command the direction of, but it just throws it, and it's like, and Vegeta's like, not quite! You're not getting me! And he just grabs Goku. Not easily, you two! And he just grabs them up. Grab! Now, I'm going to enjoy this. Just starts breaking their ball, just starts crushing them. And Goku's still got his Kaioken activated, so he's able to just barely keep the hand from crushing him. He just can't get out of there. It's like, Goku! No, prepare to die! No, what? And all of a sudden, there it is, the lone warrior, the hero of the Saiyan saga, Yajirobe! With the blade coming in clutch, as he did originally. Because apparently Vegeta's tail could be cut off with just a samurai sword. And running. It's like, no. And he just finally gets out there and grabs Yamcha. Crap. I think I'm going to need another Senzu Goku. Oh, God. No. And there's Goku. His body's a bit wrecked now from the Kaioken, but he can still fight. And Vegeta see this, and he's got bloody murder in his eyes. It's like, I'm going to let one chance, Vegeta. And his voice is just getting rougher and gruffer. His tail is wild. He's got the Ozaru look in his eye. Just he's got actually kind of how he sounds like when he's in Super Saiyan 4, actually. His voice gets gruffer. It's like, I'm going to give you one chance, Vegeta. Get out of here now or I will kill you. As he just starts sharp. It's kind of still flaring, though. He's toned it back down to a triple, his save point. But it still means his power level is at 48,000. Again, eclipsing Vegeta's. He's got two. And I love that shot. I don't love GT like a lot of people, but there's still things I do love about it. That shot where he's got the two balls of Kamehameha energy in both hands and just combines them together. That's what he's kind of doing here. He's got two balls here. He just combines them together. He's like, Kamehameha, you win! And Vegeta just realizes, like, I can't win. Vegeta actually looks, I can't win. And he hates himself. His pride is so thoroughly shredded right now. Just pounding. He's like, you win, Kakarot! You win! I'll leave. I don't think this is over, though. Don't think this is over. And he heads out. And Goku just comes and, damn it. I don't have any more senzu beans, unfortunately. I was like, Dad, you're okay. Goku, hey, buddy. Hey, guys. Hey, son. Krillin, let's get you out of here, Yamcha. And so, and they're cheating when they get their Chi-Chi's on their slaps Goku's out there. I was dead, Chi-Chi. I'm sorry. I didn't. Don't you ever scare me like that again. What about our boy? He was taken. I was like, I'm fine, Mom. Really, Mr. Piccolo really wasn't that. It was actually pretty nice. And along with all things considered, I don't care. Oh, boy. And Yamcha, this is your fault. You're supposed to take it. I'm sorry, Chi-Chi. And they all kind of have a laugh. But it's like, stop laughing at me. It's not funny. Though ultimately she does have a smile and just enjoys that they're back. And besides, Gohan gets, Gohan, you got really strong. Gohan's away, Gohan. I was like, yeah, Mr. Piccolo taught me a lot. Yeah. And then remembers that Piccolo's dead, and that means Kami's dead. That's not good. It's like, we're going to have to figure out something. Yeah, there actually might be a way for that, as Yamcha's like running through it. Yeah, they mentioned that Piccolo is something called a Namekian. I'm guessing Piccolo and Kami are actually aliens. If that's the case, there might be a whole planet of his people, and they might have Dragon Balls. But how are we going to get the Namek? And so that is where we're leaving part 2, where Yamcha's the one in traction right now. Goku actually will probably get a bit of a Zenkai too between the fight with Ozaru's Vegeta and using the Kaioken on such harsh parameters. Because he is hurt. Like, Goku didn't make it out of this unscathed. He's just functioning and is able to function easier. But he's going to have to recover as well. He's not going to get as big as Zenkai, but he'll get a minor one. Honestly, I might just say 25%, like the base one. Yeah, Yamcha would be getting a bit more of a sizable one, because Yamcha got his shit kicked in twice. In fact, I'm just going to say it right now. 20,000 when it's all said and done for Goku. We know, I already said Gohan's going to be around 16 grand. Not grand, but 1,600. And Yamcha, let's say, I had him at 3,900. If we do a third, I'll put him at 52. That's actually pretty reasonable. 5,200, 5,200 when it's all said and done. Anywho, though, that's where we're going to leave things off. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.